Hiya, good morning. So we'll just wait for a few minutes just so more people will join in. I hope that you can see my mat just fine. So as you probably know, we're doing a hip opening class. It's not going to be too high energy. We will be doing some sun salutations. And it will be quite dynamic. So we're not going to necessarily hold poses for a long period of time, because I know that sometimes that can be quite uncomfortable. So it's quite suitable for all levels. I hope that you enjoy it. Let's have a little look. And yeah, feel free to ask me any questions along the way if you have. Anything like that, I'll try and keep an eye on the chat. I'll give it a few more moments. I know a few people who wanted to join in. Hi Thais, thanks for joining. It's alright next time, or you can catch it on IGTV or YouTube. Perfect. So more people are joining in. So what I'm going to do, we're going to start off with the warm-up and then people can just still join if they want. So we're going to meet, oh thank you. We're going to meet in a child's pose. So on your mat, you can have your knees together or knees apart, up to you, and then really extend the arms forward. So make sure that the fingers are nice and wide. And then relax the forehead down onto the mat. Deep breaths here. Just sort of center yourself here in the present moment. Try not to get distracted by any thoughts you may have. It's early in the morning, so that might actually be easier than other times to be more focused. Few more deep breaths. Perfect. Slowly coming to all fours. So you want the palms to be underneath the shoulders, and you want the knees about hips width distance underneath the hips. So then from here we're going to whack the tail. So I know it sounds quite funny, but we're going to sort of push the hips towards the left, and then we're also going to twist to look at our bum basically. But you should be feeling a nice side stretch, even the hips sometimes. And the other way, so hips towards the right, gazing towards the right hand side. Everything towards the left. Everything towards the right. Good, let's link it to the breath. Inhale left. Exhale right. Last time, inhale left. And exhale right. Good, back to neutral position. So you can do any free movement that you'd like now. So I'm going to do barrel row, it's called. So I'm just going to sort of make some rounds with my torso. If you just want to go through cat and cow, you can also do that. Just anything that will sort of wake up the body. Prepare it for the practice. If you really like the wagging the tail one, you can also carry on doing that. Up to you. Few more breaths. And whenever you're done, you can meet me in a neutral position. Perfect. So pushing back to child's pose once more. And then from here, we're going to inhale here. Exhale, moving forward. And if you want, you can come to a cobra, or you can come down to your forearms if cobra is a little bit, too intense right now. Let's do that one again. So inhaling child's pose. Exhaling back bend. Make sure to listen to your body. If you need to be in forearms, do that. Inhale, child's pose. And exhale, back bend. And we're just going to hold here for a little bit. So shoulders back and away. You can have a little bit of a micro bend in the elbows. And then engage the lower abdomen. If you want, push down with the toes onto the mat. And see if that makes any difference. So you engage the legs, and sometimes that can help to sort of not dump into the lower back. And if you want, you can also do a couple of neck rolls here. We're not staying for too much longer. And back to child's pose. Awesome. So moving on to our first, down to all fours. And then we're going to start warming up soon. So with the left leg, we're going to do fire hydrants. Just to wake up the glute and the hip there. So we're going to pause for 10. So just opening the leg to the side and down. Go for 2. Go for 3. Make sure the hips are square onto the mat. 4, 5. You got this. Keep it going. Nice. 2 more. And the last one, just hold it out for me. And now we're going to make a couple of circles with the knee forward. So make them as big or as small as you want. You might even hear some clicking from the hip. Good. And the other side. Good, and you can put it down. So those all together are actually quite harder, quite a little bit harder than you'd think. I think personally anyways. So fire hydrants on the right hand side. So we're going for 10. So bring it out to the side and down. 2, 3. Keep it going. Halfway. 7, 8, 9, and last one, and hold it up. Hold it. And circles forward. You also use your core so you can stabilize here. So that's quite nice added bonus there. And the other way. Good, and you can relax. So moving on to the first downward facing dog of the day. So you're going to lift the knees, push the hips back and up. And then if you do have the heels down, that's perfect. If not, you can just have your knees bent and just keep focusing on bringing the hips up as high as you can. Just so you can be here. You can have that stomach to thigh connection, and then that helps lengthen your spine. So take a couple of breaths here. If you want, you can also shake the hips from this, side to side. You can bend one knee, then the other. Do any kind of movement that you feel that you need to do. Good. Coming up to the tiptoes. Look forward. Slowly walking all the way towards the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back, look forward. And exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, come all the way up, gaze between the palms. And exhale, release the arms. Awesome. Okay, so moving on to the sun salutations. So we'll do 3. They will be quite fast paced, just to get a bit warmed up, and we'll carry on. So inhale, palms together, look up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, flat back, look forward. And exhale, fold. Good. Right foot back, then left. We're in a plank. Inhale. Exhale, knees, chest and chin down. Snake it through. Inhale to your cobra, sorry. And exhale, tucking the toes back. Moving to a downward facing dog. Deep breaths here. Come up to the toes, so look forward. Bend the knees, and this time you can hop if you want. Or if you prefer to just walk it forward, that's fine. Inhale, flat back, look forward. And exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, gaze between the palms. And exhale, release the arms. Round 2. Inhale, press the palms together, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, fold. Right foot back, then left. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees, chest and chin down. Inhale, snake it through. Coming into cobra. And exhale, moving to our downward facing dog. Keep lifting the hips up. Relax the neck. You can give it a bit of a shake if you want. Come up to the toes. Bend the knees, gaze towards the front. Step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back, look forward. And exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Gaze between the palms. And release the arms. Last round. Inhale, gaze above the head. And exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Right foot back, then the left. Coming into plank. Inhale. Exhale, knees, chest and chin down. Inhale, snake it through. And exhale, make your way towards your downward facing dog. Catch your breath here. Good. Come up to the toes. Bend the knees, gaze forward, step or hop. Inhale, flat back, look forward. And exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Gaze between the palms. And exhale, release the arms. Perfect. So you must be feeling a little bit more warmed up. So we're going to move on to the other mini sequence. So I'm going to face you for a bit and then I'll turn forward. We're coming into tree pose. So if you're not very stable, you're quite new, I would suggest just opening that hip to the side and the knee. And then you can just rest the right heel of the foot on top of the left ankle. And you can stay here, just opening that side. If that's quite easy, you can always have it below the knee. And if that's also quite easy, you can then grab hold of the foot and bring it at the very top of the inner left thigh. So never on the knee, that's the main point. So then from here, you have this balancing posture, but you're also trying to keep opening the knee up to the side. So obviously if your left hip comes with you and you sort of twist like this, then you're not actually opening the hip because your whole body is moving. So just make sure that the left hip is pointing forward and the right is the one opening, okay? So meet me in a tree pose. And you can have the arms either together or above the head, however you prefer. Oh, my foot is sliding because of my socks. So you can also hold on to your foot if it's not staying in place, by the way. Deep breaths. Good. And now we're going to engage the core. Lift the knee, bring it as high up to the chest as you can. And then from here, flex the foot, figure four, and I lost my balance, but figure four, and we're going to sink down. There we go. So the hips just go back almost like you sat in a chair. Good. A little bit more, almost there. Good, bring the knee back in, as high up to the chest as you can, and release. Nice work. So now I'm just gonna quickly remove my socks because it's not working. But they were very cute, they're yoga socks, so I wanted to wear them. Perfect. Let's do it on the other side. So, either the left heel is going to stay where the right ankle is, opening here, or below the knee, or above the knee. Again, make sure the right hip is not facing forward. Then hands can be anywhere you like. Tuck the tailbone under, engage the lower abs a little bit. Roll the shoulders back. Good, and now really engage the core. Bring the knee in as high as you can. Flex the foot, and now we're going to place it into figure four. Can't seem to be looking at myself while doing this. There we go. Good, deep breaths. So you can stay as high up or as low as you want, up to you. Good. And then whenever you're ready, standing up, bring the knee back into the chest as high up as you can. And release. So you can shake it off if you want. I'll quickly have a check at the comments. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to add on to that. I'm going to face this way this time. So starting off with the right leg being in tree. So however you want, meet me there. Hands in prayer for now. Roll the shoulders back, good. If you want a bit more of a challenge, you can see what happens when you bring the arms above the head. Good. And then when you're ready, knee into the chest, as high up as you can. Good. Flex the foot, figure 4. So hands can be in prayer if you prefer. Good. So knee back into chest. And at this time, sending the right foot back, coming into a high crescent lunge. So we made it here. So hips square towards the front. And then bending the left knee to be in line with the left ankle. Press back with the right heel. Good. And now straightening the left knee. Inhale. Exhale, bend it again. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Last time, inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. Good. And then from here, we're going to turn the back foot, the right foot, 45 degrees angle. You want a heel to heel alignment or heel to arch. Moving on to your warrior 2. So hips are going towards the side, left knee on top of left ankle. Make sure that it's not collapsing inwards. Deep breaths. Awesome. And then you can just release the front knee. So for this one, we're going to turn the toes outwards a little bit in a diagonal, the back toes. Bend in it, coming into a side lunge. So you basically come to a shape like this. If this is quite hard, your hips aren't that open, feel free to be higher up here and you can have your hands down. I'm sure you can still feel the compression of the hip anyways. And if you're quite flexible, you can even sit down if you want. So it's up to you. So then from here, just if you're sat down, you can keep sort of opening the knee to the side and the hip. And if you have your hands down, you can just sort of see what it feels like if you make a couple of bounces. You can even open up here, make it look pretty. Deep breaths. Last breath. Good. So then hands down if they're not there already. And then we're just going to walk, frame the front foot towards the front of the mat. And then step the foot back, coming into a plank. Inhale here. Exhale, knees, chest and chin down. Inhale, snake it through. Come to your cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. So relax the head and the neck. Notice if there are any differences between the two hips, or if your legs feel any different. Good, and then come high up to the toes, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back, look forward, and exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, gaze between the palms, and exhale, release. So moving on to the other side, so coming into tree, with the left leg being in the tree. Set yourselves up and see if you can catch the balance. If you want, hands can be up. Good. So the knee will come high up towards the chest. Flex the foot, figure four. Sink nice and low. Send the hip bones back. Good. Knee into chest. Sending it back. High crescent lunge. Awesome job. Okay, so again, make sure, oops, I don't know what's happening with me today. Make sure that your hips are looking forward. And then the right knee isn't collapsing again and is in front. It's in line with the right ankle. Deep breaths. Okay, awesome. So now inhale, straighten the knee. And exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Last time, inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. Good. So turning the back toes 45 degrees. Again, check your alignment. You might also want to widen your stance. And then from here, hips towards the side, warrior two. Again, check that you can still see your big toe in the front. Good. Few breaths here. Awesome. You can relax that leg if you want. And then turning the back toes a little bit in a diagonal. We're going to sit low, or you can have your arms down. So coming into that side lunge. So however you want it to be. This is more passive if you're sat down. If you're flexible and you want it more active, you can then try to hover the bum off the mat. Few breaths here. Good. And now lifting the bum off the mat. And we're going to walk the palms forward, framing the front foot. And then we're going to bring the right foot to meet the left, so coming into plank. Inhale. Exhale, knees, chest and chin down. Inhale, snake it through. And exhale, this time child's pose. Good. So you can relax it here. If you don't want your palms to be forward, you can bring them next to you with the palms facing up towards the ceiling. So you can relax the shoulders that way. If you want, you can rock from side to side. Up to you. Just take a bit of a rest. I'll quickly have a little look in the comments. Perfect. So then from child's pose, we're going to bring the right leg out of the right palm, if possible. So it's like a lizard, and then bring it back. Left leg out towards the outside of the left palm, and bring it back. 2 more times, right and back, left and back. Last time, right and back, and left and back. Good. Child's pose. So for the next one, the right foot is going to come on the outside of the right palm like we did before, but this time we're going to hold it here. So you want, if you are quite new, you can bring that foot as close as you can and maybe even have it a little bit towards the inside. And you can be on your fingertips if you want, or blocks. If you're quite happy here, you can also start folding if you want. Deep breaths. Shoulders back and away from the ears. I know this is not the most comfortable asana. Good, and bring it back with you, child's pose. Nice work. Other side, so left foot outside of left palm. And then again, see what works for you. If maybe the foot a little bit closer in, or back, or forward. If you want to be upright, or you want to fold. Deep breaths. Try to relax the muscles of your face as well. I know I tend to do that sometimes when I'm in pigeon pose and I just sort of go, because it's not the best sensation. So just try to relax the area where your third eye is. Good, and back to child's pose. Awesome. So coming to a seated position this time. So feet will be together right in front of us. So coming into butterfly, Bandha Konasana. And then from here you can either hold if you want your feet or the ankles, up to you. So from here you're going to inhale, push the knees down onto the mat as much as you can. And exhale, we're going to squeeze the knees into the arms. Inhale, knees down. Keep it very active. And exhale, squeeze into the arms. Inhale, knees down. Exhale, squeeze into the arms. Good, 2 more. Exhale. Last time. And exhale. Good. And then just let it relax in butterfly. So you can stay here and keep working on exactly what we're doing. Or you can see if you want to fold. So for that, you will bend the elbows outwards. You can rest them on your knees, so you can keep pushing down if you want. And then we're going to inhale to lengthen the spine. And exhaling, we're going to slowly fold forward, almost as if the crown of the head is going to touch the mat and the chest is going to touch the feet. So that's the intention, you don't have to do that. Deep breaths. Good, and slowly release. Nice. So, last one that we're going to hold, and then we're going to start the closing sequence. You have a couple of options. I'll give you them now. First option is being in a squat. So that can be either being down low, or you can be sort of a little bit further up, or you can sit on blocks, that sort of thing. So squat is so important. It really helps with hip opening. So if you want to use that one, you can stay here. Second option, it's called frog pose. So I'll show you this way. I'm sorry, I'm showing you my butt. But basically, you're trying to get the ankles in line with the knees, and then you open the hips. Then you can also fold, and you should be feeling not only the hips opening, but also the inner thighs. It's a little bit intense. I would recommend that you flex the foot as well, and that your knees never go more forward than the ankle. So that's option 2. Option 3 is this weird combination that I'm going to show you now. So you know how we had the feet into butterfly? So we can do the same, but reverse. So I don't know how much you can see. There, right? So my feet are still touching, then a reverse butterfly. And then my palms will be forward, and I can sink my groin down and be in this sort of cobra hip opening situation. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I'm trying to look at some of the comments. So I hope it makes sense. So you can choose between the squat pose, the frog one, which is the opening one, or this weird cobra thing. So some of these might be intense, so I would suggest that you stay in them for a bit. If you think it's too much, just come out. You can rest in child's pose if you want. Just checking. Perfect. So pick a variation. So I'm going to pick the weird cobra thing. So opening the knees out to the side, feet together, sinking my hips down, opening here. So we're not going to stay for too long anyways, but if it's too much, take a child's pose. Deep breaths wherever you are. Good. So slowly, wherever you are, it's going to be hard to bring the knees in. So bring them in and take a child's pose. Good. So then let's bring the feet in front. And we're going to sit down and slowly lie all the way down onto the mat. Good. So bring the heels in as close as you can so you can actually graze them with your fingers. When you're ready, we're going to lift the hips up, come into a bridge. So your palms can be by your sides. You can also press down on the mat to lift higher up. Or if you want, you can interlace the fingers together. And you can try to bring the shoulders in as well. Good, couple of breaths here. And slowly release, rolling one vertebrae at a time. Perfect. So right leg is going to come to a figure 4 on top of the left. Flex the foot. Hold it here for a minute. And then we're going to twist. Place the right foot down onto the mat. Open the arms to a T and gaze towards the right side. Good, slowly come back into center. Switch legs. So figure 4 with the left leg on top. Flex the foot. I'm just going to shuffle. Arms to a T. And then whenever you're ready, placing that left foot down towards the right side. And then we're gazing towards the left. Bring it back to the center. Release the left foot. So now bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a bit of a hug. You can also rock from side to side. If you want to take a savasana, this is your time. So you would extend the legs and the arms. Close the eyes and you can stay here for as long as you want. So please feel free to take one if you need it. I'm just going to leave you here. So I hope that you enjoyed the class. I hope that you feel a little bit more, free in the joints and ready for the day. Please take a savasana if you want. And if you ever want to do the class again, I'll post it on YouTube and it will probably be on IGTV as well. So thank you so much for joining. Namaste.